Welcome to the Made It Past Midnight podcast, where real talk meets self-care. It's time for some late night laughs and convos with Tiffany.
Welcome back to Made It Past Midnight. I am your host, Tiffany, and we have a returning guest tonight. I'm super excited to have her back. Last time we chatted zodiacs. This time we're chatting art, business. So sit back, relax, and enjoy another episode. Welcome back to another episode. We have a very special returning guest, badass business owner, artist, my girl Trinitie. Thanks for coming.
Of course.
Now, last time you were on, we talked zodiacs. This time, though, I want to get the tea on you. I want to chat about what got you into art, about your art, and yeah, let's go from there. So what businesses do you own? What are your babies?
Well, I have Philartsophy 101, which is a mashup of art and philosophy, the basis, teaching people how to empower their lives through different like color theory, symbolism, things like that. And then Trinitie Do Dot, which I don't know if your viewers can see, but that hoodie that you've got on today, that is basically the umbrella. Like all my other endeavors fall under that business. And then the Ethereal Arts Bazaar, which you mentioned, that's another thing that I'm pursuing. It's not a money-making venture per se. It's more of a community building opportunity.
So what's the difference between Philartsophy and Trinitie Do Dot?
So Philartsophy is branching out, and I want to be able to teach people, you know, how to work with acrylic, work with textiles. I also have worked with resin in the past. And so just teaching people that want to learn, because I'm self-taught. And so I would love to teach people like, hey, it took me a long time to learn this. So let me shave some time off of you having to learn it by sharing my expertise that I've picked up along the way. And then I also overcame some challenges in my past, and I used art specifically for that. So that's another element of Philartsophy, is how can I work with color to make my environment more supportive? How can I work with symbology to like strengthen my mind, calm my body, things like that.
I love that.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
Amazing.
And then Trinitie Do Dot, like I said, is the umbrella. So everything falls under that, but it is also where I make things to sell.
So these classes would be like a mixture of online and in-person classes?
Also retreats. I think it'd be really fun to collaborate with yogis, you know, that offer retreats, and I could design a course that would go along with whatever their theme is.
Oh, I love that. That is so cool. So you mentioned you were self-taught. Do you have any schooling? What's the background?
I have a fine arts degree from Boise State, but like the resin, self-taught on the resin, and then I owned a sewing business. So self-taught for most of that stuff as well. You know, some women have, you know, shown me some basics and then just kind of let me loose. And so anything beyond that, you know, self-taught through experimentation and trial and error.
Don't you love that?
I do.
We're the generation, I've said this before, that we realized that we were pushed to go to college and said how important it was to go to college and you have to have a degree. And we're kind of realizing that's not really true.
Yeah, it's not necessarily true.
Not necessarily, depending on what field also.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. I changed my major a little ways in and just decided, you know, I'm an artist. I'm just going to pursue art and then see where that takes me.
I love that. Oh my gosh.
Thank you.
And I know you said
I went through some challenges. Do you mind sharing some of those?
So I have an awesome 17-year-old son, and his father is bipolar manic dissociative, so schizophrenic. And I didn't realize the impact that it had on my psyche the 12 years that we were together. And so, I coped with alcohol for a little while after we split, when my son was very little. And once I sobered up, I was then aware of all the baggage that I had. And so just kind of, you know, what am I not feeling good about? And started learning about chakras and energy, and was like, okay, that feeling's related to this chakra. I'm going to incorporate this color into my home to help me work through those emotions. And I still have those colors in my home today. And I believe that it really does help.
Ooh, I love that stuff. I've been recently getting into like grounding and EMF blockers. I got one to block from radiation and all those negative frequencies since I'm around electronics and technology a lot.
There are also frequencies associated with the chakra points.
Everything has a frequency.
Right.
Everything. This
Yep.
pen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's pretty neat. There's so much, and that's the metaphysical, which is what we talked about the first time we got together, right?
Yeah.
It's all these unseen things that we basically haven't learned about because it makes us easier to control. We don't know how powerful we actually are.
That's where I get you and connect with you. Similar thing happened. X was diagnosed with a mental disorder. We're clearly no longer together, but where I zoned out and focused on was nutrition, health, getting certifications and doing my thing. So I get it.
Nutrition's a huge part of it too. If you're not fueling your body properly, you're going to have, negative side effects to that as well.
I eat and drink like crap. Oh my gosh. When me and your man worked together, the things I put in my body was foul. Like I ate like mozzarella sticks and drank PBR.
Oh,
after.
Yummy.
Like what the hell?
That was a staple for me too. We have even more in common.
I couldn't even, when I tell people this that just met me, you probably get the same thing. They're like, no, I did not. Because they only know us one way.
Right.
Yeah. I get you.
Awesome.
Okay. Okay. So you turned your art into businesses. So what was that turning point when you're like, oh, I just love doing this. This is fun. This is hobby. This intrigues me. What was there like a turning point where I'm going to make this a business?
So before I had my son, I actually did have a couple sewing clients, just met a couple people that had a unique body size. And so they needed help tailoring their clothes to them. And then, ended up having a baby. And then once he was old enough that he was in public school, I quit my job and used my last tax return and bought equipment to start that business and rented a really small space that could house my equipment and have a storefront.
Yeah.
And so just, having the passion for so long and realizing there's not that many sewing businesses in town.
There really isn't.
There's not.
Yeah.
And so started the sewing business in hopes that it would free up time for creative projects. And I actually ended up closing the sewing business almost 3 years ago because it was so successful. I wasn't having as much time as I wanted for art. So I've replaced the sewing business with a part-time job so that I can get back into the art.
I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah. You put ahead what was your priority. Because you could have just been like, oh, money.
Yeah.
Making the income, right?
Yes.
Let's swap this out so I can continue with my passion. I love that.
Yeah.
Do you like business owning? I'm just starting to get into it. It is wild.
It is wild. You basically, you work every single minute that you're not sleeping.
I used to wake up, get my coffee, chill in bed. I wake up and work.
Right.
In bed.
Yeah.
Still with my coffee, but is that you too?
Yeah, some days. Yep.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. How many days a week do you work?
Well, I mean, like
24/7.
Well, truthfully, I really do feel that when you own your own business, because a lot of times you have to have another gig on the side, right? You don't want to put all the pressure on your new business because that, to me, kind of feels like setting yourself up for failure, right? So you've got your part-time or your full-time job and then your business. So you are really, like for myself, if I'm sleeping, that's when I'm not working.
Yes.
The rest of the time I'm doing stuff online to promote my businesses or my events, or I'm creating something, or I'm thinking about the next step in a process, right?
That. Yeah. Did you ever think like years and years ago, we'd be using social media like we are for marketing? We'd be like having bachelors in like Meta.
Right. I never really envisioned our lives being so much online.
Yeah.
But it's a great tool when you use it properly, I guess.
It's amazing. And it's a free tool, right? Yep. So it's a free tool to market your business. It works. I'm sure you've seen it work like crazy. It's my number one platform. It's Instagram. So, and your stuff pops up all the time on my feed.
Nice.
So yeah, the algorithms are working.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. It trips me out. I was like, I would never thought years and years ago when I was at the place me and your man worked at, and I was doing like nursing, that I would switch from nursing, go to holistic, and have a podcast at 40, and then be doing marketing on Instagram.
Heck yeah.
That's crazy, right?
That's awesome.
No, it's just insane, the world we live in.
Yeah, it's nonstop.
So I'm not going to even ask how many hours you work per week on your business then, because it's like 24/7 pretty much.
Essentially.
Between marketing, making the art, things like that. Okay, so what type of art do you make? What is your style? What's the type? I know you have some clothing.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. And
what else?
Well, and that one happens to be an upcycled item. So a big part when I started out was upcycling and hemp. So either liquidated or purchased from thrift stores and then made new. So I have a little bit of that for sale, and then a little bit of resin art. And I kind of consider those to be altar pieces. People who love nature, just ways to memorialize the natural world, because we've kind of grown away from that, you know?
Yeah.
And then let's see, it kind of depends on the event too, because I do, as a supporter for cannabis, I do have, you know, some weed trays and weed art where I've dried out some cannabis leaves to incorporate into art. And then with the Philartsophy, you know, some lessons designed to help people process, you know, grief or chronic illness, depression, or on the bright side, you know, recognizing how amazing women are. I've got a couple classes where women can kind of design themselves as a superhero and put it in a special place in their home to remind themselves just how amazing they are.
I love that. That's so
Thank
cool.
you.
I didn't even know you did that. That is awesome. So name some of, what are some of the events for the listeners that you are typically at? Okay.
So Ethereal Arts Bazaar. So that one I do every time. And then I do, I'm going to do Treasure Valley Hemp Fest in October. I just did the Boise Hemp Fest in April. And then I did several Goddess Fests, but they retired last year.
I heard that.
Yes. So it's Star Belly Sacred Arts Festival. And that one is a week from today. Yes. Okay. Yep. And then just little things here and there that make sense with what I make. And then Nampa Festival of the Arts. That will be in August.
Oh, yeah. So, okay. Very cool. So you must have like an event every month.
I try to. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Oh, very cool. So now you know where you can find her.
Yes.
And her setup and booth. Okay. So I'm going to get into connection now. We dive into the art aspect or biz a little bit. We're going to get into connection. I have met a lot of people through owning this podcast, through working clearly at the doctor's office in Eagle. I can only imagine the amount of people that you have met putting on this event with Ethereal Arts Bazaar, the vendors, the people that reach out. How is that for you? Is it overwhelming sometimes?
Sometimes.
Yeah.
When we started, we were monthly.
Yeah.
And then every other month. And now we're quarterly. And we're almost to the sweet spot. But it's really cool how it has like honed me and my skills working with so many different people, you know, and then something comes up, they can't make it. How do we handle that? Or the day of, they don't like where they were placed in the room. How do you handle that? Or, you know, the building we were in, it was an old building. So how do we handle like all these people funneling into the old building? So just, you feel way more versatile and adaptable after that. So I'm like looking to the future. I just feel I'm so much more capable now that I have that experience under my belt.
Yeah, I love that. No, that's amazing. So I know you actually, I've seen it on Facebook. You post also, you know, like things for people to have conversations about.
Yes.
Sometimes they're a little political. Sometimes they're a little about like race or gender or things like that. Some would say controversial. I like it. I think it's a great way to have a space to have those conversations.
Yes.
You offer that in person too.
Yep.
Tell me about that and why that's important to you.
Yeah, well, it's a part of community.
Yep.
You know, everyone has to feel free to express themselves in the physical in a way that is right for them, and also verbally, right? And it feels like we aren't holding as much space for people to share an opinion verbally.
Mm-hmm.
And so I do, like when I pose a question or share an idea, I'm trying to hold space for people to then have conversation in the discussion. The only time I ever really chime in is if someone's being disrespectful. You know, I won't remove someone's comment because it's different from mine, so long as it's respectful,
Yes.
you know? And so just trying to hold that space and teach people and myself, you know, because I've gotten upset when somebody disagreed or argued, but I don't want to be that person because I don't think that's how we evolve or progress.
Correct.
And so I'm learning from that as well.
I love that. So with that, do you feel like you get a lot more positive responses?
I mean, it really just kind of depends,
On the
honestly.
Yeah.
The thing that is cool and frustrating at the same time is when I'm out in public and a friend will say, "Thank you for speaking your mind on that. I'm too scared to do that."
Yeah.
And so it makes them feel a little bit better when they see someone sharing their point of view, because maybe mine's not the woke, trendy, mainstream, but it's still valid, right? And so because it's not trendy, not that many people are talking about it because they're scared, you know?
And I love that, because then you're giving people that, like she said, or he, whatever, whoever they were, a platform to be like, wow, I can possibly open up and talk about these things because she is, and why can't I? So it's, you know, you're kind of a role model. You
Right.
are a role model. And I love that.
Thank you.
You're just a badass all
thank
around.
Let's talk Ethereal Arts Bazaar.
Yes.
So if you have nothing going on this Sunday, the 21st,
Yep.
let us know what time, where it's at, and who can we be looking forward to see?
Yeah.
Drop any Easter eggs, anything like that?
So it's 12 to 6:30 on Sunday, and that is Father's Day. So bring your dad. It's a fun time. It is for everybody. And when I talk to my guy friends, I'm like, oh, there's a lot of witchy women there. Potluck style meal, and it's donation based. This one's kind of a fundraiser for Ethereal Arts Bazaar because we're looking for a bigger venue. We've outgrown the one we've been using. Yes, we do have a performers hour.
Okay.
We've got Zach Roney is going to be performing. Casey, possibly a spoken word artist as well. I'm hoping Rhiannon will join us again. 2 new musicians, Mike and Eric as well. So it should be a really fun day. And then we always encourage our attendees, if they're musically inclined, bring an instrument, you know, warm up your singing voice before you come down. And then the space we're at, there's a nice like patch of dirt. So you can like take your shoes off, walk around, dance, jam out, just really enjoy the vibe for the day.
Yeah. And where's that located at?
It's at Ivy Wild Park.
Love that.
Yes.
I've been there before. It's a really neat park.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
They have a playground for kids like 5 and under right there. So I love that it's designed for the little.
I'm going to be there for the first time.
Yes, you are.
I'm so excited.
Yes, you are.
Be Well Bites. Me and Tim is going to stop by as well, the co-host here. So we're going to be representing the pod as well, but mainly there for my new nutrition functional line, Be Well Bites. So excited. First event at a really fair cost for a vendor, might I add.
Well, just so you know, it's because I was blessed to work with the Lounge at the End of the Universe.
Okay.
She let me run that event there, and I got to set the pricing. None of it would be possible without them. That's why I was able to do that.
That's an amazing place too, on the bench in Boise. Yeah. That's a really neat place. You go downstairs, kind of underground.
Yes.
I like the vibe. But even if you charge double what you charge, that's still on the lower scale compared to all the other events.
To me, that's how you build community. It has to be affordable for as many people as possible so that no one's excluded.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm happy that you'd be willing to pay more because it is going to affect the cost when we find our new venue.
I figured.
Yeah.
But you got to make, people got to make money.
Right. Yes.
It costs money to make money and nothing's free. But we like to give away freebies sometimes. So it's always fun as business owners. So yeah, June 21st. You won't have a booth there though this time.
Nope.
Because I know that's I could imagine that is overwhelming to run your own art booth and run the whole event.
Right.
and deal with all the vendors.
I'm very happy with what I've created.
Yeah.
For sure.
You should be.
Thank
it's big.
you.
It's
Thanks.
well known.
I truly think it's amazing what you created in town here in Idaho. And I love watching you rocking it. I appreciate it. Thank you for letting Be Well Bites be a part of Ethereal Arts Bazaar. I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna, like I said, have a little bit of Made It Past Midnight studio vibe there. I'm going to have a sign-up sheet so small businesses or just you yourself as an individual can come on the pod.
Right. Yeah. Which looks super tasty, by the way.
Nourish the
I'm excited to try those.
Yep. So we have a special creeper in the studio. Hey, Zach. It's on. Just hold it.
Hello.
He has been here the whole time, being a total supporter of Trinitie and taking extra footage and just being a rock star. So I am so happy to have you creep on in next to your, I can't even call her your woman or your girlfriend now. It's a fiance. Bitches. They are married. They're married. I'm sorry. They're going to be married. I just fast forward. I'm sure you guys all saw my story. Maybe not. But they got engaged at Glass Animals, and I was happy to be a part of it, and it was just so cute.
It was awesome.
Yes.
Yep.
He needed the help.
She orchestrated.
And I had no idea. They did a great job.
I'm glad to have your soon-to-be wifey back. And yeah, I mean,
I just watched your podcast with Harley last
night. Yeah, let's talk about that. Okay. Did we call the wrong number? Is that what you said?
No, that's just the number that I don't. It's my personal cell phone. So you guys called me. I was still at work, so it went straight to voicemail because it was off.
Oh, okay. We thought you were ignoring us, but that's okay. No, I just mean it's really nice. Like I haven't seen him with anyone. I haven't seen the side of him at all, and I've known him for a long time. So it's really nice to see, and it's cute. You guys are a great role model. I don't know if you watched the last episode with Zach and your dog that kept trying to eat cat shit.
I did.
But
Litter.
Litter. I just loved how he talked about your relationship and like your guys' open communication and like your mature communication. Because even though despite our age and the growth we've done, there's a lot of people around our age that cannot communicate for the life of them. So it's very nice to see that with you guys.
Heck yeah.
I was just telling her yesterday.
Yeah, she is a great communicator. Even on this podcast, you are very clear how you speak, oh man, girl, flowers go to Trinitie. And so Zach's here. You are now playing music at the Ethereal Arts Bazaar.
Yes.
Yes, sometimes.
I'm mostly backing someone else up, another performer.
With your guitar?
With my bass.
Bass, sorry. Bass.
He is more inclined to sing and play guitar at the same time. So I view it as his role is kind of the main part of that. And bass is like there to back up. That's just how I see it.
Yeah. Okay. Very cool. I love that. So it'll be a group event in the next Ethereal. We'll all be there. You can check us out, check out my bites, say what's up to Trinitie, the founder of this whole event, and then check out Zach's little music. His vibes on the bass. I can't wait. I've actually never seen you play.
I actually don't know. I might wind up bringing my acoustic or I might do poetry instead.
It's a free for all. That's what's cool about our performers hour. I find people that want to perform but try to leave space for, being inspired by the moment.
Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I've never seen you perform out of all these years.
Interesting.
I know.
Yeah.
No, I really haven't. So that'll be cool. It'll be a first for everything.
Yeah, it's good.
We've still only been to 2 concerts, right? Speaking
of which, we're going to Boise Music Fest in 3 weeks. Not sure if you guys are going to vibe with us. You guys have to come with us to the fair. It's free and it's Third Eye Blind.
I will be there.
Okay.
Well, we're going to end it here, guys. I hate to do it, but before we do, Trinitie, do you want to drop all your links right here, right now? Of course, I'll have them in the description below this episode, but for the audio, do you want to drop all the links so people can find your art and events and things like that?
So Philartsophy 101, that's on Facebook and Instagram. And then Blazin' Freer, I think it's easier to find me if you use Blazin' Freer, the handle, because it will link you to Facebook and Instagram using that handle for Stripity Dot.
Perfect. And again, all the links will be in the description below this episode, as usual.
And go to madeitpastmidnight.com for our episodes, merch, events, and more.
All right. Have a great night, guys. Thanks for tuning in.
Peace.